Good morning, Virgo. I hope you're well. Hi, everyone. So, I'm here to do the September love reading. I'm going to use different tarot and oracles to do so. I'm not sure if this will be a message necessarily for singles. It's most likely going to be a message for people that are seeing someone or have someone in mind. So, we'll see though. The theme should be enough to have you choose to click on this video or not. So there should be a message there for you if you felt called to watch this. So thank you for liking as well, commenting if you feel the need to, if you feel you have something you want to share with me. I'd love to read you. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'm starting with a major arcana for the overall energy of the month. I'd like to see what permeates the whole month for you. You get 2 cards. The first one is the spiral, which is number 11 in this deck, is actually strength. And you have the light. Here, this is the Fool. So the strength and the Fool. You're going to need a lot of strength or a lot of courage at least to do something that's very new, that breaks from your normal routine, that seems quite different from what you usually do. It could be that it could also be that you're holding yourself back from taking a risk. It could also be this. So we'll see what the rest of the cards want to tell you and how that really plays out for you. I'm going to draw out of this tarot deck in which specifically I choose to read only upright. You get the 3 of Wands and you get Adjustment, which is basically justice in this deck. Okay, I really enjoy this energy. I'm going to tell you, I feel that you're holding yourself back more than anything about taking a risk. I think that you're also waiting for the right time, the right timing. I think that you're waiting for a situation to be, I want to say, almost ideal here before you make a move. There's something that you're anticipating, that you're truly waiting on. There's something that you feel is on the verge of happening. Whether it's you that instigates it or not, you know that there's something that's about to change, or for some reason you're hoping also that something will either show up. It could be a person. Definitely in a love reading, you want to consider that this pertains to your person and the relationship at large. I think you could be waiting for the right time to maybe apologize if it's something or wait for that apology. It's clearly a moment with justice. If it's not an apology for something that was done in the past, whatever, it could be that you just want to have a moment where you feel aligned with your other person, and that's the specific timing that you're waiting on. I think that you could be waiting for this. There might be a specific date or an event during September that you feel is important for you, both of you together. Maybe there's something that you've already planned. That I think that if you're holding off, it could be because you're simply waiting for, because we're not there yet. It could be that it's not so much that you have to hold yourself back, rather than just actually wait for the date to come around, for that day to come around. I don't even think it's the person per se. You know what I mean? I think it's Maybe for some people, you're going to experience it as someone is arriving. But it might not be that at all. Let's look at the oracle. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Leo. Okay, you get 3 out of this deck. Let's see what they are. The first one is forgiveness. I'm so sorry. I should have known. It's garbage day, right? Recycling and all of that today. So there's a truck outside. It's going to be really noisy. I really apologize. Anyways, this is forgiveness, liberation, and reconciliation. So you could definitely be waiting for an apology. You could definitely be waiting to reconcile with someone. So you might have to wait for them to come around to you. That's possible. We also have someone benevolent. There's respect and there's fidelity. And there's, I'm so sorry, generosity, compassion, and just being goodness. I'm so sorry. I have to wait a couple seconds or a minute. That's life. That's life for you. Okay. You just, these beautiful oracle cards are, they're really, it's nice to see them in your spread, because I feel that when you do reconcile, when you will have that particular moment where you need to, one of you is going to have to take a leap of faith here, or basically make the first move, break the ice. It could be you, it could be them. I don't want to necessarily put it on them, nor on you for that matter. But I feel that it's going to have to happen in a way where one of the two of you decides, I think one of you will have to yield in that respect. I really enjoy the energies of benevolence, respect, fidelity, generosity, compassion, and goodness, because you're in the right frame of mind, you're in the right energy, both of you, to welcome one another, you know, to be receptive, to be mainly open to the apology and to the reconciliation. You're doing it out of a good place. You're doing it wholeheartedly, both of you. It's something that you both want. It's something that I think you've waited on for a while, that you both have been hoping for, definitely. But there is a feeling of, there's still a feeling of one person is sort of circling around the other, right? Like either waiting for the right time or the right moment, like the date. I don't know if it's something that, it feels like someone might have wanted to fix a date, like literally set a date. And might be working with a specific date in mind as to when to act or when to come towards you, when to break the ice, when to apologize, when to actually make a move. It feels like that. And in the meanwhile, it feels like they're really like taking their time and sort of circling around you. The circling around energy feels, I don't know, there's something incomplete here for me. I'm curious about that. I'm gonna choose to have you both speak to one another. I'm gonna see what you guys say to one another, because there's something about needing the extra time here. There's something to be said about that, or to explore. I've been struggling. It's the round and round, right? Like not being able to break that ice, finding it really, really difficult to take the risk, to actually, someone doesn't want to be the first one here to make the apology. Basically, someone is hoping that you'll make the apology, and or vice versa, right? Reverse the roles if you need to. Let's look at tarot with a different deck. Excuse me. Let's see how their reconciliation goes, really. I think it's going to go really well. I know for a fact the energies are pristine, so I also feel like whoever is going to make the leap or the first gesture will sense that the energies, when the energies will be right, or when, just saying it differently, when the right moment comes. But it's still not clear who makes the move. I don't know if the reading will, I don't know if the cards will necessarily point to you or them, and I don't think it should be necessarily said or determined. I think I should leave it open, because you're going to be both, like many of you are going to be in a different scenario, right? So, but let's see how it really goes. If the cards don't come out, I will pull. I'd like to see if they come out by themselves, just as much as I want to see if you're going to make the first move. I wasn't really aiming for that, but I can see that, you see how much time it's taking for cards to pop out. It's the struggling. It's really, someone is like, keeps procrastinating in a way. Somebody is still wondering if it's the right time. Always, how do you say, double guessing or overthinking things, I think. Okay, this is not the right deck. So that's another, I just got a hint, this is not the right deck. I'm gonna change decks. But we're also going to change the question, because I don't think it's about pushing for that question. So, because the oracle tells you that you will feel when the time is right, I think that's all you need to know. We're going to change the question to what would be relevant? Let's see what you want to apologize about. What is it that you feel you need to... I mean, it is a reconciliation, so it's about coming together again after breaking up, or taking time apart, a break maybe. But we also have the word liberation, so maybe you actually need the right timing, the right moment to say something difficult to someone. It might not even be about reconciling. Let's see. The World. And we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. So again, I'm glad to see the card in the reverse. It's a difficult energy, but it speaks of the fact that you really do need to forgive someone for the hurt that they've done to you. And it's about closing the cycle of that, really making it something from the past for you. It doesn't mean that you don't reconcile with the person. It means that whatever's triggered hurt in the past between the two of you has to be treated as if you're closing that relationship, because both of you were different people in the past. So it's like saying who we were, that relationship between the two of you is over. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to spend time with this person. I hope I'm clear. It's a strange way of seeing things. Maybe you don't agree with that, but I believe it's it'd be an interesting way of really having a radical shift and allowing for this new beginning between the two of you. So it's almost like saying you really need to forgive yourselves, both of you, but you also need to liberate yourselves, almost like saying, let's both shed our skins, and then the reconciliation can occur as if it's a new start, like a rebirth, because it's a new cycle with the portal of the world, and you're really walking into the new only once you truly heal from what has hurt you. But let me add that what you're healing is also kind of either promising to one another, or at least saying to one another, sort of vouching to one another that you're not going to repeat the same things over between the two of you. Meaning you really need to put whatever triggers, the past triggers in the past, leave them in the past. It's a true rehaul in that respect. Let's see if the oracle can tell us more. Well, it will tell us more, but I'm hoping to know if you're going to make the move or if they're going to make the move. I don't know if the oracle will tell me for you. It speaks of the northern star, and it speaks of a landmark being something that you can count on, that you can work with, that you can guide yourself with. So being the North Star, just being a star, being number 17, it's obviously the healing energy that you guys need to forgive, liberate, and reconcile. So it's very promising. It's also promising because you already had benevolence, respect, fidelity, generosity, compassion, and goodness. All of these things are almost like what you promise one another. This is the basis of your vows to one another. I also see the vows as being on the star card, as literally they have to be pronounced as vows, right? It's not just a convo. It's like, it's a little more serious than that. It has a lot more depth, because it also breaks away from, it has to be deeper, because you're requiring it's like you're required to be different, to act differently. So you need to speak from a different place inside of you. It's always from your heart, but maybe from an even deeper place within your heart, because it's also your healed heart that's speaking. Let's see. I'm going to end the reading with showing you I'm gonna choose to show you both you and your person. I was hesitating whether I'd show you or them, but I think I will pull a card for each of you. Especially I want to show you who you are in September, especially to one another. Like that's why I'm going to pull for both of you, one card for each. Just to recap quickly though, I want you to know that you're waiting for the right moment to make a move, break the ice. You want to reconcile with this person, but you're going to go through a 3-step process of forgiving, but the liberation part is very important. Simply because you don't want to repeat the past with this person. So you really need to make an effort to vow not to repeat the past and allow for the vows of the future, right? Like the new vows to take precedence and also to be what really is the basis of your reconciliation. Or at least the values onto which you want to build your future relationship, as if it was a brand new relationship. So I'm insisting on that. Sorry again, there's another truck. Let me show you who this person is first. I'm so sorry for the noise. I didn't close the windows and I'm not gonna get up now. Sorry. You just have to bear with me. Okay, your person. Oh, they come up as the thief. The keywords are saying seize the moment, but it also speaks of selfishness. Okay, so that's an interesting take because it does speak of the things that hurt you in the past. It points back to maybe who this person is, the things that you didn't like about them, that you want them to shed, specifically because it's coming out as rather negative, right? So any type of selfishness, it's something that you really want them to shed. But the positive thing is seize the moment. So this particular situation will require this person. It might be, for me, it might be this person that makes the first move actually. It would be them that seizes the moment that makes that finally breaks the ice, that truly that they're the ones that go for it. Let's see who you are in September. Okay, you're the gambler, and it speaks of loss or risk, which is interesting because we are on the Fool, and this is your overall energy, and we spoke of that risk of wanting to apologize to someone and ask them to basically release anything that's they used to do in the way that they used to do it in order to start anew on a strong new basis with a different set of vows. It's an interesting take because basically you're gambling here about this risk. So even if this person makes the first move, for you it's still going to be a risk to deal with this person, which you feel has taken a lot from you already in the past because they're the thief. They've been selfish with you in the past. So you will need to really open up. So the Fool card is critical in this reading, or very central to this reading, especially in September, meaning that even if the cards are pointing to a situation where you should be able to reconcile and truly have a beautiful relationship that's that totally rejuvenates itself, regenerates itself fully. The promise of that, or like the potential of that, is extremely strong. It's beautiful. But for both of you, it's still a risk, mainly for you. You're still like, you're gonna feel like it's a gamble and that you could lose a lot. So let me pull one card for you, only one card, to see what you feel you could lose. Why is it such a risk for you when I see that it's such a beautiful, or it could have such a beautiful outcome? It's Temperance in the reverse. It's called the Guide, but it's in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. You're afraid that you're afraid that the healing is not real or not complete or fully completed. You also feel like it's going to be one-sided because the person has shown you to be selfish in the past and to only take from you. You're thinking that you're going to lose out because they're going to take more than they give. Whereas I'm seeing them being extremely generous and compassionate. You're going to have to sort that out for yourself. I believe you need to follow your own North Star, trust in your intuition. You know, because you're waiting for that date anyway. I think it's a moment, a precise moment with the Three of Wands and Justice. I think that you'll know when it's, at least you'll know when you have the conversation. Because I really think it's going to be like you're going to feel the progression in the conversation. I mean, the first thing would be to at least forgive. No matter what the issue, like no matter what the outcome is. Because it's always a great thing to forgive, right? That way you don't carry this with you. Any grudges, any resentment, any anger, any sadness, any guilt, any shame, etc., etc. And then you'll see, depending on how the conversation goes. But it'll be a struggle. I don't think it's going to be an easy conversation. I don't think it's going to be easy for you to... You're going to have a hard time. You're going to hold yourself back from this risk. It's going to be unsettling for you. But at least they're the ones coming to you, but you still find it a risk. I don't know. You don't seem to be very trusting of this person. And you're going to have to think about this, especially now that you know that there's a specific date or event or moment where you'll have this conversation when this person actually comes to you. So in the meantime, you can definitely give it some thought. Thank you for listening to the video until the end. I appreciate that. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, of course. I'll see you on the next one.